Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the fastest podcast on the airwaves today, the Cat's Corner Podcast with your host, Ernest the Cat Miller, three-time world karate champion, WCW legend, WWE legend, and an Academy Award-nominated movie actor. I am your co-host, Big Shug Keziah. On this podcast, I blaze fire. Give a brother a call if you want this Oscar Mayer. What's happening, Cat?
Bro, why it take you so long to introduce people? Why can't you just get
I'm trying to get over, man. I'm trying these people
man,
so they'll understand
but
who I am and what I do.
But we have a great show planned today. We're going to talk about this issue. It's not an issue, but we're going to talk about Vince McMahon in a documentary. I don't like watching TV of people I know and work with because I see the lies. I can see through the storylines. Mm-hmm. So I kind of get bored with it really fast. So watching this documentary was not that great.
Okay, I've completed it. Where are you at?
We're Resite. Of course we offer all-inclusive site work. We're Resite. Of course we have a dynamic site crew. We're Resite. We have secure foundations. We're Resite. Of course we're good stewards. Resite redefines the way site work is done. Contact us at resite.com. It's re-site.com.
Me, I don't watch them. I just watch a little pieces and bits of it. I really haven't watched it, but I watched it enough because I lived it. So I work with Vince McMahon. So let's let you talk about. You should talk about the storyline.
Okay.
Because I want to see you as a fan, a very smart fan, someone who know the business. You know people in the business. Well, I mean, what's your thought?
I think it was an accurate portrayal of what happened. I think it's chronological in the way that they did it over the 100 hours of footage that they filmed and cut it down to 6 hours. There was a lot of stuff left that I feel like eventually will be either a part 2 or some spinoffs, whatnot. But where we left off last time was we finished episode 1, and then episode 2 went into the WrestleMania parts of it and how WrestleMania kicked off, you know, the McMahon empire, so to speak, especially when they got to the 93,000 at the Pontiac Silverdome for WrestleMania 3 when Andre versus Hogan, and they acted like they'd never wrestled before, but we all know they had wrestled several times, and that they acted like Andre had never been body slammed before when we all know he had.
Okay, all right. You just gone too long with it. We don't have to tell the whole documentary. We don't have to give the whole.
Well, I'm just saying, you wanted my perspective.
Let's talk about it in spot. What did you think? What did it make you think of Vince McMahon?
Same thing it made me feel like the first time. And now that I've completed it, it's the same thoughts that I've always had. I think he's a sexual deviant. I think he is.
But did you get that from the documentary, or did you get it from predetermination of what you heard before the documentary ever even came out?
Well, what happened prior to the documentary coming out was what happened last year when that lady filed suit when he didn't pay that extra $1 million to her to keep her quiet. Then wait a
minute, Big Ray, you contradicting yourself because
I'm not contradicting myself.
You telling me you believe Vince McMahon is this monster because of one charge against him.
It's not one. Think about
you just said one. You just said one.
I did not say one. I said what came out before the documentary was the woman that was working for him who filed suit when he did not give her the last little bit of money that he was supposed to pay her. And then the non-disclosure was no good anymore, and she was able to come forth with all the knowledge that he was trying to suppress. But that's a part of what we were talking about before we came on air. Think about Sable. Think about the other little girl who killed herself that was part of it, that she felt she was sexually harassed.
But you never, hold on, neither one of those girls ever said it was Vince McMahon that sexually harassed him. It was other guys who worked for Vince McMahon.
Vince also.
How do you know?
Because it's in the damn
Hey, bro, first of all, bro, you better watch your mouth. You
Listen, I can say what I want.
First you don't curse me.
I said, damn. Me. I ain't saying you. I didn't say damn you, did I?
Well, you talking to me and my fans, so you gonna respect us.
You and your fans, though. Now we splitting them up. They're not my fans now. They're your fans.
Well, you got your 2 or 3, and I got my thousands and thousands. Go
thousands
ahead.
And thousands.
Millions. But anyway, Big Ray.
Tell them to subscribe then. If there's millions, subscribe and like this.
Yeah. So Big Ray, I like where you're going with this. So everything you've heard about Vince McMahon from the allegations in the beginning, from women, from Sable. See, I've never heard Sable say Vince McMahon did anything to her. I haven't read the lawsuit that she put against him. Right. I haven't read that. So
I think it's been redacted, all of it, because they settled out of court and it never hit what
it's
really
still
happened.
There. That only lasts for a while. That only lasts for a while. I'm just thinking right now, you easily turn on the man that you probably looked at as a hero growing up.
Never. I never looked at him as a hero.
You've been a wrestling fan. Don't lie. You've been
that
a wrestling
doesn't mean
fan,
that I looked at
and
the
you
promoter.
could not watch WWF and not be a Vince McMahon fan.
Well, I mean, when he kept it a secret for a long time from people that didn't understand the business, that he was just a commentator and didn't have anything to do with owning it. And if it wasn't for the Bret Hart Montreal screw job, the Mr. McMahon character would have never played out on TV to where you knew he was a billionaire and he owned it and all that stuff. Because up until that time, he was just a commentator and would get in the ring like anybody else with the microphone and do the interviews and all that stuff.
So you being a fan, you believe Vince McMahon when he told you or said to the audience, I'm just a commentator.
No. I already knew.
I'm a billionaire. I don't know how you know he was a billionaire, because he said so. That's what you just said.
Right.
You said
I'm saying
didn't know he was a
billionaire.
The American people. He told you he was a billionaire. But all of a sudden now, when he say this is the allegations against me, this is not me, you don't believe him.
I believe the allegations against him. Of course I do.
You believe that, yeah.
And I also believe that he wasn't maybe supplying steroids, but I know that he did not mind his roster of talent doing steroids because it enhanced what they look like.
Bro, let me tell you, back then I was trying out for football. I was trying out for a lot of other sports other than wrestling, and steroid was in everywhere.
I ain't saying that. I'm saying that when the U.S. government got involved.
So you can't blame him for being a part of what was out there anyway. All the guys were using steroids. I was in college. Damn near every college player was getting steroids and using them.
I took them in high school, so I know exactly what you mean.
And you look like that? You need to start when you was a baby. I tell you what, Big Ray, I like your point of view. But I want to get a real fan. Somebody who's not even a fan, somebody who's not a wrestling fan, but they did watch the documentary. And we got a guy calling in. I'm going to go ahead and send him that invite right now. Okay. So keep talking while I'm doing this.
But like I said before, and I'll say it again, this documentary has not changed my opinion on Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I think he was a deviant before. I think he was a egomaniacal person who feels like that they are above the law and that his money could buy him out of anything, to and including the way he treated his own daughter and was trying to put her wedding on pay-per-view and call her selfish when she decided.
But what's wrong with putting your daughter? See, this is what I'm saying. Y'all petty.
How's that petty?
Fans are petty, man. They go after people for anything.
The man trying to put his daughters, he trying to profit.
Hold up, bro, wait a minute. We gonna communicate together. You talk, then I talk.
Yeah. Okay. Well, go ahead.
If you gonna try to get over on me, I'm gonna try to get over on you. You understand what I'm saying?
I need a hot tag and a damn strong comeback.
No, you need a new diet plan.
I got one. It's called Kicking Your Ass Up.
Who?
Kicking Your Ass Up. You ever heard of it?
Yeah. But anyway, Vince McMahon and you wrestling fans out there, you smart Mark. That's what you're, a smart Mark. I want to speak to someone who just watched the documentary.
Okay.
And here he
up?
is.
Is he there? Is he live and in Technicolor?
Yeah.
You letting him in right now, aren't you?
Yeah. He should be in.
Well, there's the picture of him. What was him? Now it's half the man he was before I met him.
That dude right there been working out, man. I hope he know we can't hear him.
We can't do nothing with him right now.
This guy second time coming on, he's still having these problems.
That's what I'm saying. He should have already had this stuff figured out.
This dude understand. That's why I'm pissed off. But what we gonna start doing, fans? We gonna start doing with Cody, and we gonna go to what's the thing, Ray? We want to do it to what
Stream
Cody
Yard.
Yeah,
we're doing live streams.
Yeah, that's what we gonna do. That's what we going to
Hollywood,
people.
where you at? We can't hear you. Your microphone is muted. There
what
you
about
go.
now?
Now,
okay.
Where's your video?
Oh, hold on.
Hey, bro, are we sure we want to have this?
There he is. There he is.
What's up?
Please.
Hey, for those who don't know, this is Emilio Reed, and he's not an actual fan of wrestling, but he's a friend. He's a friend of the Cat's Corner. Hold up, bro. Can I finish talking? He's a friend of the Cat's Corner. So what we did is we asked him, we reached out to him, asked him to watch the documentary. So we just want to have some input. Ray is kind of biased. He's a smart Mark, and he flop all over he's a flip flopper. First he liked Ric Flair, then he hate Ric Flair. Vince McMahon is the best in the world, the best promoter. He got WWE is the best show. Then he hate WWE, and I love AEW.
No,
he watched everything.
So wrong.
Now we got, bro. How many times do I have to tell you?
I'm not going to let you just besmirch me in front of all these people.
Well, you're going to have your opportunity. You're going to have your opportunity.
Let's listen to Hollywood. We got a guess. What did you think about the documentary, Hollywood?
I loved it. I absolutely.
Let's talk about the first episode where Vince came out and told his own story about himself.
Well, what I liked about it showed to me that Vince McMahon was a innovator. He thought long term, way before wrestling. Back when wrestling was just everybody else was thinking territories, McMahon was thinking global, national, nationwide from the jump. He bet on himself and won. I mean, that's what I really got out of it. I mean, he took over his father's business. His father didn't think that he was going to be able to come up with the money to even buy the business. He was able to do that, and not only buy the business, he grew the business.
So what you saying then, Emilio, is you got that this guy was a pretty good businessman.
Yeah. Like I mean, literally, he's the Elon Musk. What's the Microsoft Bill Gates of wrestling? I mean, he. I remember when I was little, we used to have like 20 different wrestling shows. Now, because of Vince McMahon, he knocked it down to just really one.
And see, that's what I was saying. That my point of view is that right there. As a person who watching a documentary, a good one, that's what they see. They see Vince McMahon being that man, that guy, that business guy.
Yeah.
But then a fan like you, Big Ray, you see in depth, you see a story that's coming from not just a businessman, but his life story is part of what you guys have to pick over.
Well, Emilio sees him as Elon Musk and Bill Gates. I see him as the Hugh Hefner of damn sports entertainment.
Why?
Because of all the sexual allegations that has been bestowed upon him. And not everybody can be wrong now.
So,
I mean, you know,
so do you see Vince as a good guy or bad guy?
I see him as a heel of all heels.
Well, what about you? What about you, Emilio?
Oh, I see him as a great innovator. I mean, anytime you risk it all, like they had to mortgage their house to have WrestleMania and to mortgage everything, and then for WrestleMania to be a huge success. I mean, still going on to this day. To me, I got out of it that he was a major innovator. Now, with the sexual allegations and things of that nature, do I think they were true? Absolutely. But on the flip side, money comes power, comes sex. I mean, it's literally all in the same category. You know, like Scarface said, first you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the women.
Wow. And see, I understand where you're going with that, Emilio, because he did something for wrestling that nobody else was able to achieve. He made it known all over the world.
Yeah.
Not just in territories. But the way he lived that life is the problem that a lot of people is having now. They're talking about it. But this documentary, to me, don't hit on that stuff enough. It don't tell you that this guy shit on somebody's head. It don't tell you that this guy was taking sex across the border or wherever. You know, it don't say any of that. It don't tell you that story. So that's how I think watching this documentary was a waste of time for me, because it's not going to tell the real story. Whoever wrote this had Vince in mind. Maybe this is something right here that could, with a couple of segments, this can make Vince look good. But with a couple of segments, it can make him look bad. So right now, it's just right in the middle. It's right in the middle. It don't suggest to me that I should hate Vince McMahon or I should love Vince McMahon for the business. Or I should hate Vince McMahon for the way he treat people and the way he treated people that work for him. And I work for him. Now, think about this. When I went to work, I had to be on my toes because I heard things that I didn't know if they were true or not, but other guys who had worked for Vince told me that, watch out. They heard this, they heard that. He gonna try to do this, try to do that. So every day I was at work, man, I would see Vince McMahon coming, I'd go the other way.
You clench your butt cheeks and you run the other way.
I want to know whose head he shitted on.
That his secretary, that girl he hired, that was in his apartment building.
I thought they said it was Johnny Ace.
No, he shit on that girl's head while Johnny Ace was getting a BJ, and then he went and took a shower and made them finish while he was in there taking a shower.
But you know what, bro?
Crazy.
We gonna talk about a little P Diddy, a little Puff Daddy.
Take that.
And I'm gonna tell you this right here. Puff Daddy did exactly what Emilio said. He got fame, money, and he was able to do anything because people open themselves up to people like that. Everybody want to be around the most famous. Everybody want to be around guys with the most, or people with the most money. You know, I've never fell into that mode. I never fell into it. You know, I like people for the way they treat me. I treat people the same way they treat me.
Shitty.
And I don't worry about how much money they have. And hey, Ray, if you gonna play, man, if you want to play, go play on somebody else's network.
I said you treat people like you always treat them. I said,
you gonna
treat me shitty.
You know. So I'm sick and tired of people like Ray, who is a big fan, and he go and watch something like this documentary, and then he pass judgment based on his opinion, not even the episode that he been watching. He said nothing to us or to anybody as a fan that I'm upset with Vince McMahon because of the allegation that, you know, was set against him from what he did to this young lady. Even Emilio came on and said, I think he was this kind of person because of this. He looked up to Vince because of something that he done.
You are a flip-flopper. A minute ago, you liked my point of view.
The only flip-flopper.
Now you got somebody on here that's 2-on-1. You trying to Harlem Heat tag team me.
Now I'm trying to put you against him. You have nothing to do with him. He has nothing to do. I'm talking to two people, two individuals.
See, here's the thing with me. When it comes to the allegations behind the scenes that Vince is allegedly have done, it's like, hey, that comes with the territory. Once you have that type of money and power, people are going to take your abuse and like it. And in his situation, for him to shit on somebody's head, I mean, hey, that's you knew, okay, in order for me to get big into the world and into this business or whatever, there are going to be things that I'm going to have to do that I don't like. People do that on their jobs all the time. You know, you'll have situations where if somebody spills, a pallet of pickles on a warehouse, if the boss man tells you to clean it up to keep your job, you're going to have to do it. Now, in Vince's situation, you're talking $1 million contract, not $20 an hour. So for $1 million, would you let somebody shit on your head? Hey, it's easy for me to say, no, I won't. But in that particular situation, they looked at it like, hey, this is a one-time thing. Let him do it. Let him get it over with.
I was about to say that it's easy for you to say you won't, but I know you would. Now, let me ask you this right here. Big Emilio. Let me ask you this right here. Would you stop watching the show, or would you stop watching Vince? If Vince McMahon came on TV right now, would you still watch him?
Absolutely. I liked him.
How about you, Ray?
Well, yeah, because everybody loves a train wreck. So, yeah, I'm going to watch it because I want to see what the hell he's going to say.
Almost like the president. Huh.
I'm glad you call him that because that's what he is. The president.
Okay, he is to you, and I'm going to leave it at that because we ain't doing that presidential stuff on my podcast.
That's our podcast.
Okay,
I'll do it if I want to.
All right. So, the documentary to you was a success then?
Yes.
Did it change or curb your point of view of Vince McMahon? Of the allegation that is against him right now?
Not even slightly. I knew going in he was a piece of shit, and when I watched it, it confirmed my fucking suspicions he's a piece of shit.
But why? You haven't proved anything. You just want to talk and say this. One day, listen, bro, you like to go with me. You like to go to some of the shows with me. You like to hang out around wrestling. Bro, you better watch your mouth because you may run into somebody who recognize your face from the cat's corner and they going to punch you in your little fat nose.
Why are they going to punch me for saying he's a piece of shit?
You don't have to brand the man a piece of crap. That means it's like you put yourself above him. But let me
I
ask
ain't
you
put myself
something.
above him.
Hold on,
But he shit on the girl's head.
let me ask you something, bro. I know you've been there, and I know you've been to a couple of the late night dance
Here we go.
clubs, women, strippers, and so I know you've been to a strip club before a few times, right?
I DJ'd in one for a little while. Yeah, I've been.
No,
I've
we
been
ain't talking
all
about DJ. We talking about visitation.
Yes.
You know, taking out the
Yes.
wallet
I
to
have
get to a
told.
few dances. Yeah.
I have skint some
So
cash.
now
Yes.
let me ask you this: did you tell the dance girl how to dance, or when to dance, or what to do, or did you just give her
She
the
had a
money and
routine.
let her do her job?
She had a routine, dog. I didn't mess with her routine.
So did you pick the dancer? Did you pick her by the routine of the way she looked?
Absolutely. It's all superficial. I get all that. But that don't give me just because I bought her time doesn't mean I get to write the shit on her head.
Yeah, well, but she probably, if you gave her enough money, what do you think? You'd try to entice her by giving her more money. She's at work.
In my opinion on that shitting on the head, JR has said this about McMahon for years. He has a loose stomach, and sometimes he has to take 2, maybe even 3 suits with him because he'll shart himself trying to be funny and have to change clothes. And I think that's what he did. I thought he was being funny, trying to fart in that girl's face and shit on her.
Where I come from, if somebody can't hold it in, it must be something else loose.
Yeah, that butthole.
See, hey Ray, you gonna get her kicked out because you'll say stuff you cannot say, bro. You can't say stuff like that.
You can say anything on YouTube.
No, we got people. Come on, bro. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth now. We don't
what
curse
were you
like
talking
that.
about being loose?
Huh?
When you said if they can't hold it in, something else is loose. Then what is that something else?
Listen, most people over 20 will know what I'm talking about. So I don't really have to say it out loud to be disgusting or anything. You understand?
Okay. So me saying it just to kind of clear the air.
No, well, you can say what you want to say, Big Ray, but you a mark, you a fan, and this is why I don't understand why you talk so harsh about these wrestlers that you look up to.
I ain't talking harsh about any wrestlers at all. You asked me a direct question about a man that I just spent 6 hours watching a documentary about how he started and now how he finished. And you asked me if it's changed my opinion. And I said no. I knew going in, he was a sexual deviant that used his power to get over on women and pushed them down and held them in a certain place while he used his money and power to do it. And now it's come to light, and there's going to be more allegations. Wait till the dudes come out that he's done it to, not just the women. It's going to change everything.
Whoa, wait, man, bro, those are allegations. You never worked with Vince. How do you know?
Work here.
How do you know?
I'm telling you what I've heard.
Oh, you've heard. Well, you can't just say those are facts if you
I said allegedly.
And you not even in the business. Who gonna tell you? Who gonna tell you? Who gonna tell? One thing I know about wrestling.
What you know?
We don't just talk to anybody about it's an inside thing. We talk to each other. So I know I haven't said anything to you about Vince McMahon, about the situation. It's your opinion.
Okay, I guess I just made all that up. Okay. All right.
I mean, well, you okay then? You want to let the world know who did you talk to then?
I cannot reveal my sources.
Did you have to pay the guy?
No, it wasn't the 1-900 line. It wasn't Mean Gene Okerlund.
Hey, bro, don't use Mean Gene name. That's one of the best guys in the business.
He used to have a 1-800 1-900 number. You call for inside information.
Rest in peace. But Emilio, you got good sense. I got to go back.
You got good sense.
Yes, I do. Absolutely, I do.
I got to go back to you.
Yes.
Throughout this story, he talked about a couple of names. He named a couple of wrestlers. A couple of wrestler names came up. Which one of those names that came up in the documentary that and you enjoyed watching or you was a fan of or might have been a fan of?
I mean, I'm still a fan of, you know, uh, Stone Cold, The Rock,
You damn
Triple H.
right.
I really love Stone Cold. Probably my favorite out of the group because he was the asshole redneck, just didn't give a shit. Um, I liked him. I like how it showed you Rock's character. How in the beginning he wasn't a person that got over, but then when he switched over to the arrogant, The Rock, when he was Rocky Balboa, he didn't get over, but then when he switched over to The Rock, it changed everything about him, and it really helped him get over. It even showed John Cena how he went from when he switched to being a rapper. That kind of got over with the crowd. But Stone Cold was my favorite because I saw how he was someone else at the other ECW. And then when he got to WWE, how he kind of flipped the script and changed into the redneck rattlesnake, and that became a big character I liked. I liked him.
You know what? One thing about y'all too, though, man. Y'all got everything spotlighted on Vince McMahon and WWE. I know the documentary talk about Vince McMahon and all this, but they didn't give enough credit to WCW. Eric Bischoff was on WWE's ass. Vince McMahon wouldn't acknowledge that. His battle was with the big billionaire Donald Trump. Not Donald Trump, the big billionaire Ted Turner.
Yeah.
That was his thing. He was with Ted Turner. Bro, Ted Turner had nothing to do with WCW. It was little bitty Eric Bischoff, who was just smart, who was running the business, doing the right things. And all that stuff came to, they act like The Rock just appeared out of nowhere. Bro, look at WCW back during that time in the NWO. I guarantee you it was a Rock somewhere right in that crowd made people think, oh, that'll work. Let's use this. Let's give it to this guy, Dwayne. Okay, Dwayne, you go out there and you say, cool, on like a neck bone. If you know what I'm saying. Now, some of that sounds just like Booker T and Stevie Ray. That's what it sounds like. And then you had 316. Look at pro wrestling then. Look at WCW and see a correlation between the shows. And we were one step ahead. And see what Vince McMahon, the only thing Vince McMahon started doing, showing breast, TNA. That's all he started showing. Once he started showing that, the Turner was not going to let us do that. To me, that's when the turn began. People began to go and watch this show right here. He had people like Sable, who was a church girl. She was married. She was a church lady. She went to church. She was married to what's the guy named
Mark Marrow.
Yeah, she was married to Mark. She wasn't even a character on TV.
He was Johnny B. Bad.
Yeah,
when he was in WCW.
There, he get to WWE, and they fire him and keep her down there. And look what they had her doing. I can't say, I don't know if she was doing it like you said, Ray, for the money. She was a paycheck, but she was buried everything. She went from like a housewife to a straight you know what in the ring.
She had them boobs up every Monday night. Them titties out.
Listen, I did an episode with her in the ring where we danced and I turned to kiss her. And I was like, why would I kiss her? What is this for? I've never worked with her before. And all of a sudden they just put it in the ring, and then Nathan, Vince came out and kicked me in my balls.
Yeah, but y'all danced first for a little while.
Yeah, we danced. Listen, that was the highlight of my career. Now, to me, there's no other like Vince McMahon. Once you work with Vince, you've worked with the most powerful man in wrestling. So I was happy that he came out and worked with me. But to me, that little thing had no connection to what was going on in my world and me trying to get over. But hey, she ended up suing him. She sued him, and she got some money, and she ended up coming back. And you know, if somebody treated me bad, I don't care how much money they were gonna give me, I'm not going back there.
And ended up marrying Brock Lesnar. So
and wait a minute, didn't Brock name in on that? Listen, I'm gonna go ahead and call it like it is. This is what I think. I think the Rock's company had something to do with the production of this thing, and I think Vince knew exactly what was going on. And I think this is something right now that he could put out, and they're here that he's talking about right now, setting the story right. So he's about to put out something himself.
Who is Vince?
Yeah. He said that he needed. From what I heard from someone on the inside, Vince said he watched it, said this is not the true story, it's not the final story, and he need to set things right. Which means maybe he gonna have. And they just signed a deal with Netflix. Why would they want to go in and get on Vince's bad side?
Vince ain't got nothing to do with it no more. He ain't got no side. Good side or bad side. He ain't in part of it no more. He sold all of his stock. He has nothing to do with TKO. He's completely out of it, Cat. He can't come back. He ain't got no room. There ain't no room for him. He's out. Completely.
Calm down, bro. You turning red behind the ears.
Dude,
but let me tell you,
me.
I'm not saying he's coming back to wrestling, but he got enough money to do another Netflix special and tell his side of the story.
He might have to go to Amazon Prime, dog, because they might not put him on Netflix. He might have to go Amazon Prime with him.
He has a big enough well, where that will he'll still get some.
Hold on, start over again. You cut out a little bit, Emilio.
Vince has a big enough name that if he puts anything out there, people are going to watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
So let me get this straight, Kat. You heard that $7 Production, who was Brock's company.
No. Let me get it so you'll get it. I didn't hear anything, but I did see The Rock. I did see his writer. I saw a lot of people that work in his production on this Netflix special.
Of course you did.
And that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to say
but you
anything.
said you had heard that Vince is going to do another one that's going to set
No. I heard Vince said that this was not a true story of who he was, and he might need to set things right. Now you take that in the way you want to.
Well, I know he canceled all the interviews towards the end of it, if you get to the end of it. And I'm sure, Emilio, you've watched all 6 episodes by now?
I actually stopped at the last one. I did 5.
Okay, you need to watch the last one because that tells the whole story.
Okay.
So 6 is the most important one. 1 and 6, I would say.
Well, listen here. We've been here long enough, and I like talking to you guys, but this is going to be a second episode. And Emilio, I'd like to thank you for coming on. We need to have you back on.
Thank you, Hollywood.
When you watch that last one. Send us out of here, Big Ray.
We'd like to thank Recite, our Metro Atlanta's #1 and only construction site builders. Go to re-site.com, recite.com. Thank you, Kat. Thank you, Hollywood. We'll catch you next time on the Cat's Corner Podcast. Peace.
Hey, glad y'all had me.
Yay, Hollywood.